What's your no one will ever believe this true story? Just posted about it, but the worst date of my life. Back when I was single and on apps, I matched with this guy and he's super cute. He had a shirtless mirror selfie, which was usually a hard pass for me, but he seemed sweet or nerdy, so I talked to him. He tells me how he's really worked on his body because he was heavy growing up and really awkward with women. I'm thinking, he doesn't realize he's hot. Anyway, I'm homesick that week and bored, so we message a lot and even FaceTime. And he's quirky but interesting and kind of funny. He seems to be pretty smart. He's working for a biotech firm and applying to PhD programs. He tells me about how he has a daughter back home in Illinois, that she was the result of a one-night stand with a friend, that the friend didn't tell him he had a daughter until she-daughter was 5, and that he barely gets to see her because she's being raised by the mom's friend. We wanted to meet soon. I disliked talking too much before meeting, but like I said, I was sick. And I agreed to a late movie because it was midweek, and neither of us had a ton of time. And we talked so much already, I kind of just wanted to be physically in the same room to see if there was any chemistry. We met at the theater, had a couple of drinks at the movie, and it was fine, and I was attracted. Second date is okay, but I'm feeling a little off. Something just feels funny, and I'm thinking, this isn't going to be more than a friend's thing. We end up going to his place to watch Blade Runner, and I'm uncomfortable within the first couple of minutes. His apartment has weird vibes, like super disorganized, and he's hung an old beach towel on the wall as a decoration, WTF. We sit down and start the movie, and I'm getting more and more uneasy. He leans over to kiss me, and I kiss back for a second, but then tell him I'm not ready for that. And can we please slow it down? He says that's fine, and stops the movie. I look at him like, He then proceeds to tell me he's in love with me, he's dumped his longtime fiancée who lives in Illinois to be with me, and that he would like us to move in together as soon as possible and try to have a baby. I think he's joking at first, but quickly realize he isn't. He asked me if I will say I'm his girlfriend out loud, which I do because I think about true crime I watch and don't want him to murder me. I feel like I show him I'm scared, he's going to freak out. He then asks me if I'm ovulating right now because it turns him on. I fake yawn and tell him I'm exhausted, and it's a work night, and I really want to see him tomorrow, so I'm just going to go home and get rest. He looks totally crestfallen but says, okay. But before you go, will you do me a favor? At that point, I think I'm about to be murdered. I say, what is it? He asks, will you stand in front of a mirror with me so that I can see how beautiful we look together? Absolutely terrified at this point, I walk toward his room, stupidly, but I'm just trying to placate him because my gut feeling was that he was likely not a murderer, just insane. We walk into his room and it is a disaster. Piles and piles of clothes everywhere. We stand in front of the mirror briefly, and then I say, I really have to go, grab my bag and refuse his offer to walk me to my car. I then straight up run to my car. I got home and checked my phone, and there's several video texts of him touching himself, which were absolutely horrifying. I shudder thinking of them. I now realize that the reason he isn't in his daughter's life is probably because the mother realized he was disturbed, and she had a very good reason to keep him in the dark. I get nauseated just thinking about him. I quit dating for a while and never put myself in another situation like that again.